Well, boys and girls, it is March, which means two things. Number one, the NFL Combine is here. Number two, free agency is right around the corner, which means all 32 NFL teams are going to be reaching into their back pockets, pulling out dollar bills, and waving them in the air for this man meat market. Oh no, that's good. Make it weird in the first 10 seconds of the video. No, that's alright. We're off to a good start. And the Eagles have a lot of needs, not a whole lot of money to fill them. So here are a list of Eagles' needs based off of importance. Number 1, wide receiver. Number 2, cornerback. Number 3, running back. Number 4, defensive end. Number 5, offensive line. Number 6, linebacker. Number 7, defensive tackle. Oh, Christ, did I miss anything? Seriously, after the Eagles try to trade Kendricks and Barwin and let Benny Logan walk out the door, I mean, what positions are we actually set in? Quarterback, tight end, safety. Fucking Swiss cheese roster, all right? So let's get into it. Wide receiver, all right? Listen, the Eagles are like North Korea. Sure, they have some weapons, but nobody's going to take us seriously until we get a deep threat. And yes, this shit cost money. You want to get this offense going, you're gonna have to pay to play, man. That's how it goes. I swear to God. Sometimes I think this fan base has amnesia. I mean, all year. All we did was bitch and piss and moan about how Jordan Matthews wasn't a legit outside receiver. How Nelson Aguilar might as well have ping pong battles taped to the end of his wrist because he just keeps swatting at balls and dropping them. Half the conversation last year was about Paul Turner. Paul effing Turner. Oh, but now free agency comes around and all the Eagles fans want to hold on to their wallets, acting like Scrooge McDickbag, just handing out shillings to free agents. You can't just roll into free agency like an old man rolling into a convenience store like,
you know, back in my day, free agents used to cost a nickel.
Yeah, it don't work like that, all right? You gotta pay to play. And Antonio Brown already set the market at $17 million a year, which means Alshon's probably gonna get $13 to $14 million a year, which means Stills and Jackson are probably gonna get anywhere from $9 to $11 million a year, all right? This shit's expensive. It costs money. And not for nothing, but the Eagles don't need one wide receiver, they need two, which means they're gonna get one in free agency and one in the draft. Number 2, cornerback. And I don't even want to talk free agent corners. I don't even want to say the word free agent corner. Every time I do, my eye starts like fucking twitching. If you took all the free agent corners the Eagles have missed on and put them in one spot, they would look like the Wu-Tang Clan. But the reality of the situation is our secondary stinks. Our quarterbacks get burned more than Nicki Minaj on a Remy Ma diss track. Did you hear that? Oh. It's bad. AJ Bouye, I mean, he's going to be the top free agent corner on the market and probably a little out of our price range. Gilmore, maybe. He's going to get paid too. And maybe the Eagles just need to do what they did with Rodney McLeod last year. Find a quality second-tier free agent quarterback. I don't know, maybe like a Dre Kirkpatrick from Cincinnati. There goes my fucking eye again. Number 3, running back. We don't have a feature back on this team, period. Oh, we got Darren Sproles on the team. Okay. And yeah, we got Smallwood and Barner, but they're role players, man. They're Corral Buckhalters. Nothing more. And don't you do it. Don't give me that Adrian Peterson, Jamal for why? Why? For what? For what? For what? For what? First of all, Adrian Peterson is going to get paid way more than you think he is, all right? So just take him off the table. And what are we, the goddamn New York Jets, where running backs go to die? Why? For what? We're going to sign Jamal Charles just because he's boys with Dougie P to a 1 or 2 year deal just to see if there's any tread left on the tires? For what? For what? For what? For what? For what? We already got a running back who can't see the field because of injury in Ryan Matthews. So you want to take a flyer on a 30-year-old running back with 2 bad knees? For what? I mean, that's a move of a team that's on the cusp of winning a Super Bowl, which we ain't, or a team that just wants to waste money for no reason. See Foster, Arian Miami Dolphins. And where did that get him? Nowhere. I mean, once the tread falls off of these 30-year-old running backs, there's no going back. It's over, Johnny. It's a wrap. You want my advice? The NFL draft is full of running backs, quality running backs, up to the third round. Go ahead and draft one of those guys. I mean, the best running backs we've had in this franchise over the last 17 years have all been non-first round picks. LaShawn McCoy, second round. Brian Westbrook, third round. Karel Buckhalter, fourth round. Deuce Staley, before he got fat, third round. Listen, running back, I would completely leave to the NFL draft and leave guys like Adrian Peterson to go collect the final check of their career, and guys like Jamal Charles, let that be somebody else's problem. So look, in the spirit of like hurrying this thing up and getting to the friggin' point here, I'm going to tell you what I think the Eagles are going to do in free agency. And this is in no way based on any like inside info or anything like that. It's just based off of, my own bullshit opinion. They're going to be players. They're going to spend, but in one specific position. Now, I don't know which position it's going to be, wide receiver, corner, or running back, but it's going to be one of them, and that's the smart move. Howie Roseman once said that you can use free agency to kind of loosen up and give you flexibility in the draft. So if the Eagles go after one of those high-priced wide receiver free agents, expect them to go cornerback in the first round. Then address running back. If the Eagles go cornerback in free agency, if they decide to spend the money there, in the NFL draft that gives you flexibility, you can look at a guy like Corey Davis or Dalvin Cook or Mike Williams without even thinking. And if they decide to go running back, and again, I can't see Adrian Peterson or I can't see the sense for what in Jamal Charles coming here, but if they decide to go ahead and spend money in free agency on a running back, well, then they got to address all three. They still got to address cornerback, wide receiver, and believe it or not, they still got to draft a running back because one of those guys is going to fall apart in the next 2 years, all right? It's not smart. All right, so let me wrap this thing up. And now, just like the top of Joe Buck's head, it's time for some shitty plugs. Fourth and John will be back on the air March 7th for our free agency show. We'll be talking free agency. We'll be talking the Eagles' future. We'll be talking about the draft party. Oh, it's right around the corner. The NFL draft party right here in Philadelphia. So make sure you tune in for that. Follow at Fourth and John on Twitter for all the details how to tune in. We also might be doing a live stream here on YouTube of the entire show, so you can tune in for that. Also, give me a follow on Twitter and Instagram at the Mighty EROCK. Facebook.com/4thandjohn or Facebook.com/Eagles Tailgate Team. Is that it? Are we we're done here, right? Okay, sounds good. All right, until next time, let's go Birds, and I will see you on March 7th for the Fourth and John free agency show.